StayTrue TV. Now, if you were with us in the last video, you would have seen we got the panel work up in this room here. It's absolutely fantastic, ready to rock and roll. But we can't do too much more in here because we do have to get that wall removed when the slab goes down. So we don't want anything actually in this room in case it gets damaged when that comes down and everything goes in. So what we're going to do today is we thought in this room here, this is going to be the butler's kitchen. And as you can see in here, Dara's been using it as a temporary kitchen while I've been staying here anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove all this stuff here. Then we've got some self-leveling compound for the floor. We're going to have a look at how level this floor is in here. Mix up some compound, lay it down, get this floor nice and flat. And hopefully, before the end of this video, we might even get this kitchen in. So Dara's got something a bit more reasonable to work with. And saying that, let's get into the video. All that alcohol, Dara? Don't you judge me!
What are you up to here, bub?
Well, we want to get in there and have a bit of a screed, and they recommend spiky boots, and I don't have spiky boots. So, I'm making some spiky clogs. See how we go. Recommend 4 hours downtime, and we should be able to walk on it. So we'll catch you in 4 hours and we'll see how we go. Alright guys, so check it out. Our floor is down and nice and level. See there, the bubbles in the middle. Same there, nice and central. So sweet as, the leveling concrete's worked really well and it feels a lot better in here now. You don't feel like you're drifting downhill. So super sweet. Did take a few more bags than we expected. We started off with 2, then I went and doubled it to 4. Then when we've seen how much was going in here, we went to 6. Started mixing them up. And we realised we were going to come short, so we went and got another 2. So 8 bags of concrete just to get this floor level here. That tells you how deep it was. And then you've seen the cool little clogs we had to make up because we wanted to get in and just give it a bit of a screed out, make it sit a little bit close to the edges and stuff like that. Super good thinking there by Dara. So we take them to our feet, come in, give it a bit of a screed over, super sweet. So Really happy with how that floor's turned out. There's going to only be tiles going over it anyway, so it doesn't have to look fantastic. As long as it's flat, we are happy. So the next thing we went and done was we went and worked out where the cupboards were going to sit on the walls here. Marked them out, so super cool. Then we went and done the cupboard tops, the height of the tops there. And we even went and marked out how far out it's going to be sitting for the actual bench, so we know roughly how we're going to be sitting in here. So the main reason we did this was to work out whether the power points that we fitted in here and last time we worked in here were going to be any good or not, whether they're going to be in the area that we were going to be alright to use. So we're pretty happy with that because it does become between the areas, so we can keep this one here, this one here, this one here. We're going to be jumping the power off, and another one there, so 4 power points on the actual bench top itself should be more than enough for Dara to use. Then we've got the one down here for the dishwasher. The only one that we are going to be getting rid of, because when I did it I didn't even think about it, but this one here, we can't have that one because it would be actually over the top of where the sink's going to be here, and like the cooktop in the other room, the isolator, that had to be a certain standard away from the cooktop to be safe and Australian standard. So same as this, you can't have a power point anywhere near water, so we're going to just cut that cable off and get rid of it completely. So super sweet though, we're moving right along. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get a bar, and we're going to take the skirting off of here and here. This light switch here has been made obsolete because when we put the lighting in here, we ended up putting the switch going out to that switch there, so you can switch it on before you open the door and come on in. So we'll be able to rip this cabling out here. And what Dara's asked of me here is for this window area here, the old window, she wants like a box shelf in there, so we're going to make like a box up to go inside there, and then about 3/4 of the way up we're going to have one shelf, and then the rest of it's going to be nice and open for her. Don't really know what her plans are for that, but she knows what she wants, so I'll just build it and let her go with it. So in saying that, what we'll do, go and get this skirting off and get into it. We've got the shelving done and it's come up really well, really happy with it. The only thing we've still got to do is just put a bit of body filler in this stuff here where I've put the screws to screw it into the frame. And then I believe what we're doing is we're painting that the same colour as the actual wall, so it just looks like the wall sinks into in there. And then we'll have the framework around it for the skirting and stuff when we get to that point. But for this point of time, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab the sander, and we're just going to sand all the rough stuff away from here. We're not too worried about how bad this is looking at the moment, because I believe what we're doing is we're putting once the benches and stuff are in, we're going to put a bit of board across the back there, and then there's some special little feature that Dara's putting in there that's going to be on a smooth surface, so should sort itself out and look pretty nice in the end. So for now, what we're going to do is go and get the sander and just take off all the high spots so it's nice and tidy. And in the spots that aren't going to have any of that border or anything like that, like this one here, we're going to have to clean that up, get it nice and smooth so it's ready for paint. And then we can paint this area up where we need to paint, so we're ready for putting the floor in. So in saying that, let's get into it. So one woke up, Mummy's still finishing her job, Daddy's got a babysit for a sec. Alright, so as you've seen, we've got 2 coats of the prep coat on there now, looking absolutely fantastic. So everywhere we're painting, we've gone and put the prep coat. We didn't worry about where the cupboards and stuff are all going to be sitting, but we've gone ahead and put 1 coat of the ceiling white on now, so it's just about ready to do a 2nd coat. And then what we're going to do is wait for that to dry over. We'll probably chuck the lights back in so we can get some light back in here. And then we're going to cut in, do our walls. And we're doing it white in here again because it's such a small room. Dara reckons we put it white and that way it might make it look a little bit bigger in here. So it makes sense to do so. So that's what we'll be doing. We've got some white paint ready to rock and roll. And then last but not least, we've got a little bit of waterproofing still left over from when we've done the bathroom. We're just going to chuck a little bit down here, just around where the sink and stuff's going to go. So probably, I do believe we don't actually need to do so. We're just doing it because we've got the stuff there and it's going to go stale soon. So we figured just for a bit more of a precautionary measure to take it, chuck it in there, and then it's all good. So in saying that, let's get back to it, get a 2nd coat on this roof and get into it. So as you've seen, yesterday we finished off getting the walls, the roof, and a little bit of waterproofing painted on. Everything's looking fantastic now. So we did have a little bit left over, so I just went and just chucked a little bit on there because there was nothing left in the tin. So just finished off what was there just by running a layer down. But nothing really important because the cupboards are going over all that stuff. Where isn't getting cupboards is all double coated now. So looking super sweet. Really happy with how it's all turned out. The roof's turned out fantastic. Everything's looking fantastic. Even our little shelving here has come up really well. Really happy with how that's turned out. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and start cutting some tiles out and try and get this floor tiled down today. So we've got to start out here, coming through from here. We'll have to take the baby gate down and we're going to start by measuring what's left over from that tile there, coming into here. And then we're just going to start a bit of a line just down at the front here. So then we can put a bit of chrome trim and then feed our way in through there. So it separates it and looks fantastic. Fingers crossed, all works out well. So in saying that, we're going to profile some tiles and get into it. Got our little chrome strip, we've got all the hard bits cut out, we've got all the normal tiles cut out to size, ready to rock and roll. We've got the glue, we've got the sows. The only thing I haven't got is the experience. This room is so small, I'm just wondering how I'm going to do this. I'm going to run both and just slowly come across and just tread lightly over the top of it, and fingers crossed it doesn't sag or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a template here. So I cut these tiles out, but we're not actually going to glue these ones down at the moment. We've done it so we can actually line it up with the tiles coming from the dining room there into this room. And we've just squared it up with this step as well. That's all looking fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually start from here. That's where the chrome strip comes in. That's going to go into there. And then we're going to start by tiling number 5 and then continue on through all the way. Fingers crossed this works out pretty well and we should be sweet.
Romance came, and it 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 came.
Alright guys, so there you go, we got the floor down. Took a little bit, but we got it down in the end. Super cool. So what we ended up doing was Dara was handing me the tiles in. I had the glue in there with me. She was just handing them in. I'd glue them down layer at a time. And then when we got up to the last bit, which was technically where the bench top's going to be and stuff, I worked into one corner, and then I was sitting on the tiles over in that corner there where the bench is going to be, and just done them. So fingers crossed, if there's any movement or anything, we'll be all super fine. Now we just got to wait for that to dry. So we're going to go get ourselves a drink, and we'll be back later.
I wanna see you getting through. That's what the
and started making a couple of cabinets here just to get it going. But we are going to end the video here because I'm worried that this video is getting a little bit too long. And I know if the longer the videos are, that people don't want to watch them, so we want to keep these a bit shorter. So what we're going to do is end this video here and we're going to do a part 2 where we're going to finish putting all the cabinetry in and getting everything sorted out. So it should be super cool. In saying that, we thank you for watching our videos. We really do appreciate you taking your time to sit down and watch the videos. Please don't forget to hit that like button, set your notifications for upcoming videos if you're enjoying the content. You can catch us on Instagram and Facebook at StayTrue Tv if you want the inside scoop before YouTube. But with all that being said, stay safe and we'll catch you next time.